Greetings, and nerds, ladies and gentlemen, and white nudie. If you remember last year, and if you don't, I will pin it in the comments down below where you can go and watch that video. But you guys might remember when I did review Unico Volume 1 last year. And I have to agree with some of the people for the comments on that video that, yes, despite having some beautiful artwork, the first volume was not that good, not that great. But I still wanted to give the series a chance. I still wanted to see where the series would go. I still wanted to see how far that the series can travel, and lo and behold, we have volume number 2. Now, before I actually bought this at my local bookstore, I just thumbed through it just really quickly, and it honestly does look a lot better than the original. Oh yeah, we have ourselves a quite a better volume than the first one. And always keep in mind that when a person makes their own series or they try to do a retelling of a classic story, it's that not every time are they gonna nail the mark. Like the first volume might not be as great as the next, or the first volume might be superior than the one that follows. So, and also I'm not throwing any of the creators under the bus or trying to um, own up to the right of Akumu Tezuka who or Osamu Tezuka who really started this and is the godfather of all manga. So they're trying to basically, in a sense, honor and kind of carry on his legacy. And the first time that they did it, you can understand how it's good, but there's still a lot of bits and pieces missing for them. But for Volume 2, I really do think that they have carried this a little bit longer. And I really do think that the second volume is a lot better than the first. Why do I think that? Well, grab your unicorn horns and grab some magical powers and as well as some wings if you can have them. And let's dive into Unico Volume 2 Hunted and see if the second volume is even better than the first. The cover for Volume 2 is a lot better than Volume 1, which Volume 1 just had a heroic pose for Unico. This time around, though, we have a menacing villain in the background, yes, who does come into play, as well as some very creepy and ominous hands, while Unico's looking like he's about ready to do battle. It's a lot better than the first one I give you, and it's a lot more eye-catching for the most part, especially in this and the full circumstances of volume, that yeah, this one looks an actually lot better than the first one, and I especially like the hunted in the title, so very nice touch there. We begin with saved from the cold embrace of Nightwing. Zephyrus carries Unico to safety, but fate had other plans. So yeah, we get a touch page on who all the characters are in this version, especially their names and whatnot, and we see what Unico's fate actually awaits him. As Zephyrus carries on Unico, trying to take him out from the storm, until they are basically hit by a lightning strike, and Unico falls, presumably to his death, and demise inside of a black hole or something. But unfortunately, that's not the case here, as the little unicorn wakes up inside of a new place, not knowing what happened to him and not knowing where he is. As he finds a mouse named Gatapachi, who basically takes him home to his wife, who take him in and basically try to help him as best as they can, as they establish to him that life in the city is not what it used to be. And of course, if in case you're wondering, Unico has absolutely no idea who he is. He has no memory of what he was, no memory of where he once had been, nothing of that sort. So yes, Unico has amnesia, but of course they tell him about a threat that goes on in the world. Mother, a basically top, a basically computer programming that went way too haywire when she was created for only one purpose alone: to care for a little sick girl whose name is Chico, who she actually is nice to the animals, and of course she gets to meet Unico. As she feeds the animals and tries to play with them, she gets into a coughing spell where she has to go and lie down again because she's so weak due to sickness. She's very sick. Yes, had been for a while now, yes. The city has gotten more worse over time. Chico's the only child left. Then what are we waiting for? When the grandpa gets home, we'll leave this place and find Chico a doctor. Oh no, you have a heart of oh kid, you have a heart of gold. But we already tried to leave, and sadly there isn't a cure. Not for what she's got. No cure? But there must be. You know, maybe it'll be easier if I show you. And of course, the grim reveal shows them that the entire world went to hell in a handbasket and things went to shit very quickly as Mother took over. Speaking of Chico's grandfather, we actually get to meet the old timer as he tries to go home to his little grandchild. But of course, he is met by Mother, who gives him one heck of a hard time. It's been a long day, Mother. I'd like to get some rest. Oh, I see. Poor, tired Yoshi. Never had a care in the world before I came along. You lived your life through for anyone but yourself, yes? Please, Mother, I just want to go home. And what a home to such a wretch. How useless you are. How careless. You know that I could make you disappear and no one would bat an eye. But not that true. Chico needs me. It is unwise to raise your voice at me. No, that doesn't happen, but Mother lets Yoji leave, but he had some regrets upon what he does. As Guapachi explains to Unico that Mother was once created for a good purpose, for Chico, but until she went against her programming and pretty much went nuts. And of course, Yoshi freaks out when he sees a unicorn inside of his household, who just so happens to be little Chico's friend, so of course he lets him go. And Chico, and Unico I would assume, basically play make believe or something like that, as Unico takes her to a place where she thinks that he's been from, as they take her to a beach and his grandfather seems really surprised how his granddaughter's bedroom transformed into, well, a beach, and everybody's confused except for Chico and Unico, who just happen to share this moment. And pretty much for Chico, she makes the best of it in the best time that she can while she's there. Over to Venus and Sapphirus, Venus hatches an idea of how to get, or Nightwing, I'm sorry, they hatch a plan on how to get back at Unico. And of course, how they do this is by summoning a Grand Hunter, Ivor the Hunter, who mysteriously enough looks a lot like Gantu from Lilo and Stitch. As Sapphirus tells him that the hunt is on, for him to go and gather what he needs and hunt down the unicorn known only as Unico. Eventually, Unico is basically captured by Mother as he tries to ask Mother where and what the hell that she is, as Mother tries to understand what the hell that Unico is. As Mother once explained that she was once a nanny for children, that was her entire purpose. But until she learned that she was obsolete and that, well, she should never be around children, she went against her programming, went crazy, and kind of like nuts on the world, and eventually took over the world and do what she had to be done in order to protect it. As Apache comes to try to help out Unico, and by help him out, I mean help him do a little prison escape, as the two of them manage to fly off on Unico's wings because, well, that's the entire purpose of having a magical unicorn, and the two manage to escape the evil clutches of the one known as Mother. As Unico and Gadapachi are eventually brought into a city that's run by wolves of all people. Okie dokie. They think that they are in trouble, but no, nonetheless, and the leader of the wolves will not let anything happen to Unico, as the prince tells them to unhand his newfound friends because, well, he needs their help and they need his help. As the prince, Prince Halvian, basically shows Unico all that he will be, that he's set up for something greater than he can understand himself, and that he's far more of a powerful being than anyone could ever hope to understand. So what this actually means and what his actual powers are is beyond fate or comprehension, so he's just gonna leave it at that, but he tells them that he will stand by him no matter what, because Unico can be both used as a symbol for good and a symbol for destruction. I I don't know what to say. I thank you, but all I know now is that I must save a friend. You see, there was a girl. Yes, I know of her. She's very sick. Please, please help Prince Alien. Help you? How? Help me bring her to you. Help me bring her to a kingdom where she can recover from her mother's sickness. That is a difficult request. I know we can do it if we work together. Unico, did you just forget what happened several pages ago? Where the mouse Gurapachi told you that there is no known cure for what she has? That the illness that mother gave her is nothing that they know of, nobody knows how to fix, and nobody knows how to fucking cure? And in that regard, how do you know that Prince Allen will be able to help you? There is nothing to know that he can do. He might come from a magical fictional world, but there is nothing that he can do to help you. As much as I appreciate what you're trying to do, sometimes the best thing to do is just to surround a person with love and compassion and just see whatever happens with the illness. If worse come to worse and they pass on, that's not your fault. That's because of the disease. At least you did something to try to fight against it. However, in unforeseen circumstances, Yoji ends up kidnapped by Mother, who tells him that she is going to do everything that it takes to take care of her daughter, and she wants to know where Shiko is. But of course, old man Yoji isn't telling her, even though she knows that Yoji is in fact a liar. As Unico and Prince Alien and his forces end up going against Mother, as they want to basically try to take her down, that is until she goes full on Megazord and transform into, um, this diabolical nightmare straight out of H.R. Geiger's Nightmares. Admit it, you've all had this exact nightmare. Even the prince questions this when he goes, "What madness is this?" Yeah, as Unico says that their plan worked, but I think the plan had turned, worse after Mother transformed into, whatever that thing is. But of course, the team all worked together to take down Mother, and of course, they end up succeeding and doing just that. As everybody celebrates because everything is happy and everything is glad, even Grandpa basically tells Unico kind of off, but then thanks him for saving his life and taking down Mother, as everybody almost lives happily ever after. Notice how I said almost. Yeah, almost, because Ivor the Hunter appears, and of course he's going after his hunted prey. I've got you now, my prey. He's trying to kill Unico! Quickly, to the underground! Uh, yes, thank you. It's pretty obvious that he's throwing a fucking spear at the fucking little boy, or little horse, and yet, yeah, it's pretty obvious he's trying to kill him, moron. As Iger, the hunter, tries to basically kill Unico and also his giant pet moth, who may or may not be a Mothra reference, is trying to do it too as everybody races into the underground to try to keep Unico safe. But Prince Alien realizes that Unico might not be safe here, so he's gonna open up the portal. His soothsayer even said so, that they're gonna teleport Unico somewhere far away where hopefully everything will be safe and he will be safe. As everybody wishes him a fond farewell as he jumps into the portal, and either maybe or may not kills everybody, ending our second issue. But we're not at the end just yet. Oh no. Remember Unico's kitty cat friend? Yep, well, she's back again, as she ends up getting stopped by Zephyrus, who basically tells Chloe that she needs his help because Unico will need him, officially ending the second volume. My thoughts exactly. And so that was Unico, Volume 2 Hunted, and admittedly, despite me jumping around a lot through it, because there was a lot of scenes that really didn't really matter in this, it really, I noticed I used the word really too much there, but it's honestly very good. In fact, even better than the first one. The whole thing with Mother actually was the best thing about this, knowing that a program turned against her true intention, which was like being a nanny or mother to children to actually try to protect them, would end up, she goes against her programming and ends up basically killing all of the children was actually a Dark Knight touch in the actual story. No, they don't show you that she like killed children, but they heavily hint that like she's the cause of the children's death or destruction in this universe, and that's actually pretty horrifying. Especially where we're at an age where AI is becoming all the norm for most people. Not really me, I don't really care about it, but it becomes the norm for so much people, and that eventually technology will advance this far, and it's pretty horrifying to think if you'd want to leave your children home with a robot nanny, and then you return home to see that the robot nanny did this to your children. Yeah, not exactly a good thought. But I really do like the introduction of the hunter, Iber. Hopefully that we get to see more of him in the volumes to come. And I really am excited to see what Unico's path will be, as he's sort of a lot like, other superheroes in the medium, so to speak, where it's like a hero is so powerful, but they can either travel the path of goodness or the path of bad. For example, what a lot of people like to do with Superman. Sometimes Superman is just outright hope, symbol of hope and all that's good in the world, but at the same time, he can be the symbol of destruction. Volume 3 will be called Lost, so it might be like a time traveling story, like maybe Doctor Who, in a sense, or maybe Unico might meet a Doctor Who type of parody. Who knows? But for Volume 2, Hunted, I really do think it's better than the first volume, and if you ever want to go and check this out, I highly recommend it. I only paid only $13 for this. It's good for kids from ages 9 to 12. So, I mean, not exactly a bedtime story for little Jimmy or little Susie because you might end up giving them nightmares, especially with mother. Yeah. So, but I would recommend Unico Volume 2, whether for yourself or whether through your kids, be it that they're in the right age demographic. I'm 30 years old, going to be 31 next month, and so even I was surprised by this. If I had a kid that was in the right age demographic, yeah, I'd let them read Unico just to see how they would like it. So, yeah, I would recommend it. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon to be notified every single time I make an upload. And if you have missed the Unico Volume 1 review, just in case for new subscribers, I will pin it in the comments down below where you can go and watch that one and kind of compare and contrast. Um, so, especially if you're like very confused at the end of this, yeah, please go and watch my Volume 1 review, and then you can rewatch this one and be like, oh, so that's how everything ties in together, so to speak. So, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been I've been the universe. I've been Noodles, keep it on, and until next time, guys, and as always, take care.